During a FEMA briefing on then hurricane, now tropical storm Florence, an NOAA spokesperson said this.
Some of you may remember this is in comparison to September of 1999. The first half of that month of that year, we had Hurricane Dennis and Floyd.
That last hurricane is pretty significant. North Carolina has a history with slow-moving storms like Florence, and it was Hurricane Floyd that set a deadly record for the Tar Heel state.
Floyd stands as North Carolina's greatest natural disaster of record.
That's Jay Barnes. He's a hurricane historian and has literally written the book on the history of North Carolina's hurricanes.
Many areas along 17 in Brunswick County, southbound, were just closed.
It is a rain event, and these are not just drenching rains, these are flooding rains.
I thought about trees being across the highway, like with Fran, but I just never thought about water.
Hurricane Floyd made landfall near Cape Fear, North Carolina, which is 2 hours south of where Florence made its initial impact. Floyd was a Category 2 hurricane moving at 17 miles per hour.
The rainfalls that came from Floyd as it spread across North Carolina were probably in the range of 18 to 20 inches in a lot of areas. And that fell on ground that had already been saturated by Tropical Storm Dennis a few weeks before. There were thousands of people that had to be rescued from their rooftops, from flooded homes.
It was one of the costliest storms in U.S. history and one of the deadliest because of the flooding. 57 people died, including 35 in North Carolina, mostly due to flooding.
Over half of those were people who drowned in their vehicles trying to drive on flooded roads. And many of those fatalities occurred not while the storm was passing through, but days and even weeks after the storm had already gone, because the floodwaters lingered in eastern North Carolina for a long period of time.
At least 6 people have died so far as Tropical Storm Florence continues crawling westward. The National Hurricane Center expects Florence to dump an additional 30 to 40 inches of rain along the North Carolina coast and produce flash flooding.